Hello and welcome back, YouTubers. This is Protomario, and today we will be reviewing a great arcade classic, Pac-Man C.E. Championship Edition Pac-Man. Now, this game is sort of a revival of Pac-Man. It's a bit different in the regard of how it works. The same story applies as the Matrix updates. We are now on the Windows Vista version, and Pac-Man is trying to eat all the bits and bytes. But now there are a great deal more bits and bytes of RAM to deal with, and Pac-Man has to go continuous rounds over and over and over again until he destroys the whole amount of memory, which is 8 gigabytes now. It's a lot of memory. So, how does this differ? Well, let's have a look at the menu. The menu's pretty simple. Where things sort of change is on single player. You have different modes in which you have different things going on. You can easily conquer a 5-minute mode where you have to survive for 5 minutes, or a 10-minute mode where you can challenge yourself. As you go along and as the timer counts down, the speed of the ghosts and the effectiveness of them starts to rise up. When you reach the 2-minute limit, it starts to get very difficult to do. So, let's go with the basic Championship Edition here, and I'll show you some gameplay. To maximize your points, you want to eat every ghost you possibly can. Once you eat a certain amount of dots, a piece of fruit will appear, and that will start the next level. As I said before, you want to eat every possible ghost that you can early on to maximize your points and keep your lives up. Once all your lives are gone, you lose. The whole goal is survival. As you eat more ghosts, they increasingly get harder, and the power pellets start to not last as long. As you can see, the graphics have had an overhaul. Being on a Windows Vista system now, they look much more glossier, something like Windows 7 as well. As you go along, you'll not just notice that the ghosts are speeding up, but Pac-Man is too. And that can be a problem. If you think it's a good thing, you might be partially correct. However, the problem lies in control. If you can no longer control Pac-Man with his extreme speed, then you will be running into ghosts left and right, and that is no good. As you saw right there, I ran into a ghost. The fruit builds up on the bottom there. The more fruit you eat, the higher the points you get. As you can see, I'm going along here, decimating these bits and bytes, but they just keep coming. 64 times 64 times 64 is a lot. On the bottom middle section is where you can see Pac-Man's lives, and as you get closer and closer to the end of the level, the ghosts become much more difficult, as I mentioned before. So what happened since Miss Pac-Man? Well, the Matrix got an overhaul, and they have installed much more security preventative measures, such as an anti-spyware program and an anti-malware program. With their upgrades, now Pac-Man is having a problem catching the ghosts as easily in this new gameplay environment. But don't worry, Pac-Man's got it. The controls on this game are very nice, but the ghosts are very, very difficult to play against. So if you think it's going to be a cakewalk because it's Pac-Man and you can just get the power pellet and win just like that with the snap of your fingers, you would better think again. This game presents quite a challenge. If you enjoyed Pac-Man in your youth and you want to relive some arcade classics but are tired of the same old stages over and over again, this is the revival you are looking for. If you did not enjoy Pac-Man and you think it is the dumbest game in the world, then you should promptly be punched in the mouth because Pac-Man is awesome. But hey, that's your prerogative. Ah, man, I shouldn't have ate that power pellet. Wacca waka waka! Wacka waka 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 waka! Wacka waka! Oh no! Only 16 seconds left. Can he make it, ladies and gentlemen? This is crunch time to get some points. Nice. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Pac-Man C.E. Some nice features. You can watch a replay, you can see your stats after the game. Nothing really too great, but as you watch the replay and you compare it to your final gameplay, you really can see how slow you start off and how much quicker you start speeding up. So I'll go ahead and try out Extra Mode here and show you this. Extra Mode's a little bit different. It's not so mazy and you start off very, very fast. This mode is much more difficult if you have not guessed that already. With it being open mazes, it is easy to get eaten by a ghost out of nowhere because you weren't paying attention. You really have to have some extreme situational awareness to be able to play this mode very effectively. Which is fine, some people really like this type of game. Not knocking them for it, but it's just very quick for me. The same old tricks are back. You can still pass through a ghost, and it will be called a ghost pass without being killed. You can hold the joystick and curb yourself before you get to the point you are trying to get to, which is nice also because you can plan ahead. And with these speeds you really need to. As you just saw, that was a ghost pass. That's what I was talking about earlier. Sometimes it just seems these ghosts are everywhere at once. That was a good one. Oh no, man. These ghosts are difficult today. As I said before, with the speed enhancement on this game, everything is faster. The power pellet drains a lot quicker. The ghosts are a lot faster. And as I stated before, Pac-Man is a lot harder to control. Without control, we have nothing. But as my teacher always says, control is an illusion. And since that was an illusion, I failed my mission, and I freed no minds from the Matrix. So, that is Pac-Man C.E., and that's all there is to it. If you think this applies to you, download the trial version, see if you're any good at it. Try and break a record. Be surprised how many points you can get and how good you can get. If you enjoy games where high scores are definitely a thing, then this game's right up your alley. If you don't, if you enjoy first-person shooters and things like that, I encourage you to get into this genre, but maybe it's just not for you. Pac-Man C.E. Championship Edition. This is Protomario, and I'm signing out.